Welcome members. Today we are back on God's Natural Love channel, and this is Rosaline taking you through once again. I thank you for all being there and for all the support that you have always shown to my channel. Today we are going to deal with change. We are going to see how to deal with change. And change can be a challenge. Change which is bad, change which is good. In any way, it can be a challenge somehow. So we are going to see how well we would adapt to such changes. Changes like changing of jobs, your best friend is moving away, someone maybe has lost a loved one, something has happened, positively and negatively. You know, a tree that can bend with the wind is more likely to survive a storm. Like that tree, you can learn to bend with changes over which you have little or no control. Before discussing how you can do that, we need to consider a few things you should know about change. One of those things is that change is inevitable. And the Bible states a fundamental truth about humans, that unexpected events overtake them all. This is found in Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 11. Sooner or later, you will be confronted with the reality of those words. Of course, not all unexpected events are bad. And some changes that at first seem to be bad may turn out to be advantageous. Nevertheless, most people thrive on routine, while change, whether good or bad, rattles their comfort zone. So it is a fundamental truth for changes to happen. And this happens to everyone. It doesn't have to segregate. These things happen to each and every person. It can come as a bad change, as a good change. You may call it any name. So change is inevitable. Number 2, change can be particularly stressful, especially for young people. You can say adolescents. This is because they are already going through internal changes. So when external changes come, they just add to the stress. Another thing, when adults face changes, they refer to their personal book of experience to see how they dealt with similar situations in the past. But for young people, they have less history on which to refer to. Number 3, what we should know about change is that you can learn to adapt. We are talking of resilience. This is the ability to recover from misfortune or adjust to change. A resilient person cannot only endure a new circumstance, but also can look at a seeming obstacle and see an opportunity in it. Resilient people are less likely to turn to drugs, for example, or alcohol when they feel overwhelmed, because they are able to change. This ability to recover is in them, is part of their life. So they don't look for immediate solutions. Looking for drugs, joining those bad groups to comfort them. So what can we do? What we can do when such changes happen, we need to accept reality. So we should know that these things are happening. They are part of our lives. If it means friends moving away, people leaving home, for example, siblings, circumstances may force your family to move, for example, leaving behind friends and all that is familiar. It is better to accept reality than to let negative thoughts overwhelm you. Another point, we can look ahead. Focusing on the past is like driving on a highway with your eyes fixed on the rearview mirror. An occasional glance is beneficial, but you really need to concentrate on the road ahead. The same is true when you're confronted with change. Try to keep your eyes fixed on the future. For example, what goal can you set for the next 6 months? You just keep it now as a question to yourself and think about it as you're looking ahead to the future. Because these changes are not stopping today, but they are there for a reason. Number 3, we can also focus on the positive. We go back to resilience, and we still say that resilience is about attitude. Someone advised that we need to find positive aspects of the circumstances that we are in. You can also decide to list at least one advantage that your new circumstance offers. So that remains as an assignment. What can this change bring to me in a positive way? After understanding it, so you know you can make it. And I come to realize that growth requires change. That's also when you start to see possibilities for new good things coming up around you. Number 4, we need also to do things for others. Do good things for others. The Bible says you look out not only to your own interests, but also for the interests of others. That is in Philippians chapter 2, verse 4. So when you become good to your own challenge, it helps you to help others, and you find you're helping each other and you're growing together. That as I grew old, I came to realize that when I could help someone else who might be going through a similar situation or a worse situation, it was rewarding. That is a testimony from one person who quoted this. So that's how we can work with change. We should know all those things of change being inevitable, Change can be particularly stressful. You should know that, especially to the young ones, the young people. You can also learn that change can be adapted, and what we can do about such things, in summary, is that we need to first accept reality, look ahead to the next future, focus on the positive, and do great things and good things for others. So we do for them what we expect them to do for us. So when you do good, you're also expecting good things from other people. Be blessed. God's natural love, receive it and extend it to the rest of God's creation.